What's up, my friends? Aloha, and thanks for coming back to the channel. If you're new, please like the video, subscribe. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions for videos you want to see in the future, drop them in the comments box. So I know it's been a minute. It's been like a month since I've uploaded a video last. A lot of crazy stuff going on in our lives. If you haven't noticed, looking around, it looks real different because we're moving. We're moving shop, moving houses, going back to the motherland. Same place, just my ancestral home up in the mountains. But today what we're going to do, because it's been so long, I just want to get a video out to you folks. I'm going to do something kind of simple. I went back. We're going to go back and we're going to read all the questions I've gotten from any and all the videos that I've put out so far. And if you folks don't know, this is my nephew, Ola. He's been in a couple of the videos, and I just try to include him all this stuff now with YouTube because he wants to get his own YouTube started, maybe. But I think it's real important that we include our children in this firearms thing because it is a lifestyle and gotta educate them, teach them the right way. Okay, Lemon also gave me gum before this, so I'm all salivary. Okay, go ahead.
First question, KT Aquila Holster, does the hood make the holster stick out?
Okay, KT Aquila Holster, for those of you guys that don't know, it's one of the first videos I put out. PeaK, it's by PeaK. It's a really cool company that makes custom holsters for your firearms. I went to them looking for a custom holster for my LTT Elite, my Beretta, because I couldn't get the Safariland ones. Safariland takes a really long time because they have military contracts and stuff, and they're just real busy. And KTMac's awesome, so definitely check them out. Check out the video. I'll put a link or something in there for that. But to answer your question, does the hood stick out a lot? And no, it doesn't. The retention system maybe sticks out 1/4 of an inch, so it's not like popping out way far. And I've had this for a long time now, and I really like it. They're really affordable. They'll do pretty much whatever you need. Real easy to work with. I highly recommend them. KT Aquila Holster. All right, next question.
Trijicon SRO against Trijicon RMR, sorry. Which is better?
Okay, SRO versus RMR. I did a video comparing the two very briefly, more so for my own, to answer my own questions I had for it, because I've had a few different RMRs. I still have different RMRs, and I wanted to I was thinking about putting an SRO on my CZ Scorpion, but I didn't know if the mount I had was gonna co-witness and stuff like that, and I couldn't find anything online about the heights of the optics. To answer that question, the SRO sits a little bit higher than the RMR, but as far as which is better, it depends on what you want and what you need. The SRO is not a duty-rated optic. It's all over the interwebs and all over Trijicon's website. It's not a duty-rated optic, but it is pretty tough. I mean, I haven't broke mine yet, and if you haven't watched any of my other videos, I don't treat my firearms very well. I throw them around, I beat them up, I get them dirty, I roll in the ground, roll in the dirt, and it's held up pretty well. The RMR is pretty bulletproof. It has a track record of being pretty much Hulk strength indestructible, and it's good. The window's a lot smaller, the SRO is a lot larger. The SRO I think is more for like target competition type things. Maybe that's the world it was kind of more designed for, but I've been running it on my Scorpion for a while, and that big window is real nice, but it's larger. It's the same footprint, but it's larger, and it's not duty rated, so it depends on what you need or what you want.
Iwi TS12, is TS12 ambidextrous?
Oh, you read that word by yourself? Pretty good. What's ambidextrous mean?
Like you can shoot it with both sides.
Okay, don't whisper, speak clearly.
Okay.
So that the people in the world can hear you. Okay, the TS12 is marketed as being completely ambidextrous. You can flip the charging handle from right to left and left to right, but you can't switch the ejection port over to the left hand side. I'm a left-handed shooter, and that kind of bummed me out because leading up to my purchase of the TS12, I was reading all their press. I'm like, oh, you can do it at home, you can do this and that. And from what I understand, it was something that IW had to do to get it to be reliable and run smoothly. You can send it in to get it converted, but you have to send it in, and you have to buy a separate left-hand ejection bolt, and they're not doing that right now because of Coviticus and the lack of materials and stuff like that. So to answer the question, everything's ambidextrous except for the ejection. As far as it knocking you in the face, I get a little bit of kiss on my chin when I shoot on the left side, but it's really not that big of a deal. But if it's something, you know, you're just shooting at the, I mean, if you're using it in some combative like situation, I think getting hit in the face with shells is the last thing you're gonna be worried about. But for the majority of people shooting at the range, just having fun, you want to be comfortable. Some people might not be into that, getting that little on your chin. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I don't think it's that bad.
What choke do you recommend for self-defense?
Okay, what choke do I recommend for self-defense? I think it's more important when in a self-defense situation, it's in your house. So figure out what is the maximum range you're going to be using for your house. If it's, you know, homestead defense, it might be further, but figure that out and then go out and pattern your shotgun. Yeah, choke is important for sure, I guarantee. For those of you folks that don't know what that is, that's a little dingle dongle that goes into your shotgun's barrel and it helps to control the spread of the pellets. For home defense, it's my opinion that patterning your shot and figuring out what type of load you're going to use is a little bit more important than what choke. A lot of people think, I've heard this a lot, is like, oh, you don't have to aim with the shot, you can just shoot it, and you kind of do have to aim. It's kind of a rule of thumb, it's about 1 inch to a half inch of spread per yard, so even at 10 yards, that's only like this much. Okay, so you do have to aim. But to answer the question, what size choke, go out there and try it. Okay, figure it out for yourself. I know that's not really a good answer, but that's what I do.
Have you had any problems with auto load feature?
Okay, auto load feature, for those of you folks that don't know about the auto load on the TS12, when you're empty and you rotate to a tube that has a round in it, it's going to automatically load it. You don't have to mess with your charging handle or anything like that. Have I had problems with that? I have with certain types of shells, and I've run a whole bunch of them through. I can't tell you right now offhand what those shells were, but it was intermittent, and it was always if I only had one in that tube, but never if I had a full tube. That was remedied by racking my charging handle or hitting my bolt release. But yeah, the TS12, it's reliable, guarantee. If you run it with the ammo if you run it with what the manual states, 1200 feet per second, 1 1/8 ounce minimum, you're gonna be okay. But find the loads that work for you and stick with them.
What muzzle brake are you using?
What muzzle brake am I using? Okay, so I'm using a Carlson's breacher choke. It's not really a brake. It's more because it looks cool than anything else. It has a very little, barely perceptible effect on the muzzle rise and on the recoil, but like I said, I'm mostly a LARPer and it's just for looking cool. But answer the question, Carlson's breacher choke for the IWI TS12. That's what I got on it.
Are you having a lot of modifications?
Modifications? Try to read that again.
Malfunctions.
Okay, are you having a lot of malfunctions? No, my TS12 has been awesome. I've put out a lot of videos about cleaning it and stuff, and you have to keep the TS12 clean. What happens is your piston and your gas regulator gets all chochi and doo-doo from all the just stuff going in there, and then you start to have failures to eject and stuff, and that's when you get malfunctions. So if you keep your TS12 clean and you run ammo that's per spec, what the manual dictates, again, 1200 feet per second, 1 1/8 ounce, you're not gonna have problems, at least for me. And I've been working on this 2,000 or 1,000 plus round deep dive on the TS12. I really want to put it out, but I just, like I said, everything's gotten kind of crazy in the life right now, real busy. I'll get that out as soon as I can, but I have over like 1,500, 1,600 rounds through my TS12. And as long as I'm running ammo that is per spec, I haven't had any issues with it. It's been pretty awesome. So again, malfunctions, no. As long as you keep the gun clean, maintain it, and you use the ammo you're supposed to use, you're going to be good.
Does ghost loading work with both 3-inch and 2.5-inch shells? 2
3/4.
Oh.
Okay. Does ghost loading work with both 3-inch and 2 3/4-inch shells? I did a video kind of recently, a couple months back, on how to ghost load the TS12. Yes, to answer your question, it does, but you can't mix the two because the capacity of your TS12 is dictated by what size shells you use. So if you have a tube that's loaded with four 3-inch shells, that's the max, and you go to try and ghost load another one in there, or like a different one, then it's not going to work. So you either got to use all 3-inch shells or all 2 3/4-inch shells. You can't be mixing them. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but there's some experimentary people out there that may want to do that, but it probably isn't going to work too well for you. So make sure you're using either 2 3/4 inches or 3 inches. It's not like you're going to have a catastrophic malfunction. It's not dangerous. It's just not going to work because they're different sizes.
What maker of slugs are you using? Can you provide a seller link?
I'm using I have been using lots of different slugs with my TS12. I've used the Remingtons, Hornadies. I can't, again, terrible creator. I can't give you because I'm packing everything up. But I've been using a bunch of them. As far as seller links, I don't really know how those YouTube policies work. I think they're weird about selling stuff and promoting gun stuff. So I'll check on that. If I can put seller links in, I will. If not, I'll try to find a backwards way of letting you folks know. But as far as where I buy mine, because I live in Hawaii, we cannot have ammunition shipped to our homes. I just go to the gun store and buy it.
Can you do a video showing the best way to do a select slug drill?
Yes. Can I do a video on how to do a select slug drill for the TS12? Absolutely. And that's pretty easy to do. I can do it with snap caps, so that one will be coming down the pipe super soon. And I'll do one for the Remington 870 also. For those of you folks that don't know what a select slug drill, it's throwing a slug into your shotgun when you need to use it. So say you're shooting buck, zombies, and then some tank boss zombie comes from far away, and you got to shoot far now and not so much short. It's getting that buck out of there and throwing that sluggerino in so you can make that 90-yard shot or whatever like that. So yes, that's coming down the pipe soon.
Are magazines on the TS12 full polymer or are they metal lined?
Okay, are the magazines on TS12 full polymer or are they metal lined? They're full polymer. I did a video, I'll put a link up there, on how to totally strip the TS12. I wanted to see if you could open up the mag tube so that you could clean it. And I tried. As far as I know, you can't do it. If any of you folks figure out how to do that, please help us out, educate the community, throw up a video or write me. I'd love to find that out and learn. But as far as I can tell, the mag tube is something to be used, and when it needs to be replaced, you call IWI up and you have it replaced, which is kind of a bummer, but I can't figure out how to crack it open. But to answer your question, it's full polymer and it works fine.
Remington 870. What brands is your heat shield?
Okay, my Remington 870, what brand's the heat shield? So I have this ultra tactical looking shot carrier and rail on my 870, and it's a Mesa Tactical full length pick rail and side saddle combo. I had the shorty. It was a six shot shell carrier with the pick rail on it, but the pick rail didn't attach to the front, so it had a little bit of play, and I didn't like that. It worked fine. I had it for a long time, but I ponied up the extra cash to get the full length pick rail, and it was like $250. It wasn't cheap, but it's pretty awesome. It works great. So it's a heat shield, it's a side saddle, it puts a pick rail on the top so you can mount all your lasers and photon blasters and whatever on it, and it also gives you a sling point in the front. It's great. Mesa Tactical's been awesome. Send me whatever I need. So Mesa Tactical has been pretty awesome to me. Highly recommend them. Yeah.
What brand of 2 shot holders is on your forend?
Okay, so if you look at my 870, I have a 2-shot shell holder mounted on the bottom of my forend. And that's because, again, I'm a left-handed shooter, but I'm pretty much completely ambidextrous with my firearms, and I wanted to have my 2-shot holder underneath my forend so I could get to it with both hands instead of having it, on the right side of my forend. So if I switch shoulders, I wouldn't be able to get it with my left side. It's mounted on the bottom. I think it's a Choate Industries or something like that. Somebody, I'm remembering now, someone a long time ago asked me about this, and they asked me to do a video showing how to install it, because I had to do some kind of trickery with it. It's the 2-shot holder is a belt. It's a belt holder, but what I did is I cut the belt loop off, and then I used self-tapping screws to attach it to my forend. So I'm just remembering that right now, and it was a long time ago. So if you're watching, I'm sorry, but I'll get that out to you as soon as I can.
Hey, Rod, you stay on Big Island.
Yeah, someone asked me, hey, you stay on Big Island? Yeah, I do. I stay on Big Island. But the name of our island's not Big Island. It's Hawaii Island. So a little bit of nerdy information, just trying to educate the world. Hawaii has 8 main islands. The chain is like 150 or something like that. But there's 8 main islands. The island I live on is the largest by area. You can put all the main islands in it. Our island's still much larger. So it has a nickname of the Big Island, but the name of our island is Hawaii. So yes, I live on Hawaii Island, in the state of Hawaii.
CZ Scorpion, where are you shooting at?
Okay, most of my videos I'm shooting at, we call it the 16-mile marker. It's a hunting range, and it's far. It's far from where I live. It's far. It's a journey. It's up in the mountains. So that's where I'm shooting most of the time. Some of my other videos I'm shooting at home, which is where we're moving to. So hopefully I'll be doing a lot more videos with shooting stuff at my home, and I don't have to be all tacked out with my plate carrier and stuff, because I don't have any danger of people accidentally shooting me, because our shooting area is unlike supervised. There's no range officers or anything, and there's just people who are uneducated, and some kind of hairy things have gone there in the past, which is another reason why I wear my plates, just because I don't want to catch one in the back or in the chest.
If we're going to the ranch, it's going to get a way longer, Uncle.
Way longer what?
Way longer ride.
To the range? Yeah, it is.
Are there any issues or special license need to own one in Hawaii?
Okay, I remember this guy. So there's a military, there's a serviceman or servicewoman stationed on Oahu, who wrote me asking if you need special licenses or permits to own the CZ Scorpion in Hawaii. So the answer is no, kind of. So we can, in Hawaii, we're very limited on our firearms. Not as bad as California, but we are very limited. So the CZ Scorpion comes as like, a pistol variant. We can't have those because they're assault pistols, which aren't real things. But we, as long as you have a carbine version of the CZ Scorpion, it's totally legal here. It's just a rifle, so you don't need any type of special license or permit. And even if you did, you wouldn't be able to get it because Hawaii doesn't grant like tax stamps or anything like that. We can't have the super cool firearms the rest of the country can have. Most of the rest of the country can have. So no special licenses or permits needed for the CZ Scorpion Evo 3 S1 carbine in Hawaii.
Is the
Faux. It's a French
Faux.
word. It means fake.
Oh. Is the full suppressor any quieter than a barrel without?
No. On my video, the full suppressor sounds suppressed, kind of. It has a weird, and that's just my microphone. So if you've never looked at the fake suppressor that goes on the CZ Scorpion, all it does is it threads onto where your flash hider would go, and the suppressor is just a pipe. It's just like an open pipe that goes over your barrel to make it look like you have a suppressor. So there's no way that it could affect sound or anything like that, because it's not increasing length of your barrel. It's not slowing anything down. It's completely cosmetic. So that effect that you're hearing in the video that sounds like it's suppressed, it's really not. And I wish I was totally like just saying it wasn't suppressed, but it really was, because it would be pretty cool to have a suppressor, just because it's not as loud and you don't have to wear ear pro and you're not pissing off your neighbors and stuff. For those of you guys that don't know, suppressors don't make guns like pew pew, like they're still pretty loud. But no, the full suppressor doesn't do anything. It just looks like it's real.
Oh, so we can't have suppressors here.
Yeah, we can't have suppressors here.
Can you do a video of your belt laid out?
Yes, and I have. So this was a person who's also a left-handed shooter, wanted to see how I have my belt laid out and how I carry my magazines for my CZ Scorpion. Yes, I do have a video on my belt setup, and I'm using right now a Blue Alpha Gear double belt rig.
I watched him do that video and you messed up like tons of times.
I do. It takes me hours to make these videos. Yeah.
X95. What brand of chest rig are you running?
Okay, I'm not running a chest rig. It's a full plate carrier. It's a Spartan Armor Systems. I forget the name of the plate carrier itself, but it's a plate carrier with plates. It's body armor. It's not a chest rig. And again, yes, I do it for training. Yes, I do it for when we run, for classes, when we do that type of thing. But it's mostly because up at our range, There's no safety officers, and I have called code range before, and I've been downrange getting my targets, and then I've had people shooting, not near me, but down the line. But you don't do that, so it's just for my safety. Also, I like to LARP, and when else am I gonna do that besides in my house during dinner? Okay, go ahead.
What are your thoughts on the Manticore Arms butt pad?
Butt pad, Manticore Arms butt pad. I really like it. I'm coming close to my X95 deep dive. I'm going to get that out to you folks. Again, I've just been super busy. I've made some changes and additions to it. One of them was my Manticore Arms butt pad. I also got one for my TS12. It's one of those things where I would never... You don't need it. You don't need it at all. It's not necessary at all. But once you have it, it's really nice. It's really comfortable. It gives me a good place to index on my shoulder. I feel like... I just like it. I like it a lot. And I definitely recommend it. It wasn't terribly expensive, and I was willing to take the gamble on spending money and it being junk and throwing it away or really liking it. For me, I liked it. So scoop one up if you have an X95 or a Tavor T7. I think they make it for all of the Tavor firearms.
I think it's very soft on my shoulder, like you can't feel anything.
Okay.
Can you switch the eject and port to the other side?
Okay, this was kind of... There's a lot of people on my X95 First Shots video that was like, hey, you can switch it. You're welcome. I think a lot of people, they read, but they don't actually go out and shoot the firearm. So the X95, much like the TS12, was like, oh yeah, you can switch the ejection port, and it's totally ambidextrous. You can do it yourself. And yes, the TS12 or the X95, you can do it at home, but you have to buy a left-handed bolt for it. You can't do it. It's not like the Tavor 7. So I've shot the T7. My uncle has one. The T7, you can totally switch it out to a left side ejection in like 2 minutes. You just pull the port cover, switch that guy over, pull your bolt out, you like turn some knobs and stuff. It's real awesome. But the X95, you can't do that. You have to get a separate bolt, and it costs about $250. I'm not able to get it right now. Again, it's like the TS12 left-handed bolt, Covidicus, supply and demand. There's nothing out there. So as soon as I get one, I'll do a video on how to do that. But as far as keeping it as a left-handed jack, I'm not. I'm going to just keep it as a right-handed jack, because as a left-handed shooter, I run all my firearms right-handed anyway, because most people I'm going to shoot with are going to be right-handed.
I'm right-handed.
Yes, you are. And in the infinitesimal chance we run into a world-ending situation, I'm probably much more likely to run into a right-handed firearm and need to use it than I am to run into a left-handed firearm. So it's one of those things.
That's it.
Is that it? Alright folks, so I just want to get a quick video out to you guys. It's been a long time, I know. I've been trying to stay prior to me getting this move and all this crazy stuff. I was trying to do one a week. It's been a month, so here you guys go. I'm going to try to keep it to one video every 2 weeks at the longest, because I like doing this and I'm getting withdrawals and just want to keep serving the community. So again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions for videos you want to see in the future, drop them in the comments box, find me on Instagram, on Facebook, talk to me, and I will get back to you. And I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.